Coming to you live from our studio in Atlanta, Georgia, this is the A1 Trading Daily Show. Whether markets are rising or falling, we're here to keep you up to date with the latest market news. Join us as we trade currencies, commodities, and indices live, Monday through Friday.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another live stream, and a big one today. I'm going to tell you guys something. This stream is probably not going to get as much of a viewership as when we do a CPI stream or when we do a Fed meeting stream. Those live streams for us are like our biggest live streams of the month. But this one is really important, and I want to encourage everybody who is here with me, stick around. This is a really important day because today we've got PCE, Personal Consumer Expenditure Core. This is a very important number. Why? It's a measurement of inflation that the Fed uses as their primary or their favorite measurement of inflation. You guys know, if you're even brand new to fundamentals, that the Fed matters. And their focus on this number here today is why we as traders should also be paying attention to it. This and more as we get started in today's live stream. Thank you for being here. And a quick shout out to some people in the chat. We got Booker, we got Mary, Trading FX, TTT, Kai, Sunday, OI, NG, Andy Boy, what's up, Andy? Sayavon, Kevin, Kambista. Good morning, everybody. Let's get into it. All right. So, 6 minutes out, we've got a couple key pieces of information. We've got core PCE numbers coming out, expected to be 0.3%. This will be market moving. If you're watching the dollar, if you're watching the indices, if you're watching gold, all of them will likely be moved by this number as it comes out here in just over 6 minutes here today. So let's do some analysis here. Prior to, see where things are at. Quick look at gold here. 4-hour chart still looks very bearish. Momentum favors the sellers, and it doesn't seem to want to change. Will that change today? Well, we're going to see. If inflation numbers cool dramatically today, perhaps gold gets a little bit of a bump. Why would that be? Well, cooling inflation, good numbers out of the inflation PCE number that we're going to get could lend the Fed to be less likely to rate hike twice. That's kind of what they keep touting. They keep thumping their chest saying we're going to raise twice, right? This number today will be very important. And again, most traders don't pay attention to this number. This is not, I guess the most popular number, but it really is a very important one. Do me a favor, guys. Which charts would you like me to pull up? I'm going to talk trade setups. I'm going to talk about what I'm looking at personally in this live stream. And we're going to go through some charts together. So as we get started, comment in the chat, what would you like me to be looking at? Nathan asks, Nick, are you still in buy? Nathan, you're hitting me where it hurts, my friend. I got trailed out. I took a profit. So let me, express my gratitude that the market gave me a profitable trade. So I did catch the S&P 500. But time for some honesty. And honestly, this hurts more than talking about a loss for me. I need some coffee for this one. So bear with me. I'm trying to get this coffee down because I have this thing where when I'm live streaming, it's hard for me to drink coffee and live stream because I'm trying to keep the pace going, right? But if I don't drink the coffee, it ends up just being cold coffee on my desk, which is nasty. Nobody wants that. So I'm trying to bear with me here as we get going. Nathan says, at least you got out for profit. Yes, I did. It was a profitable trade. But, and that's the thing. I can't complain, right? I cannot complain about a profitable trade, but I will admit that for me, these are the hardest ones. The hardest ones. So yesterday, I did get trailed out. Price broke underneath the structure of support that I was watching. I took a profit. But remember, I bought this market over here. I bought over here. So my buy trade was here. I rode this thing up. But unfortunately, Nathan and anyone else who's keeping up with my trading, I stopped out. I put my trailing stop just below. After this huge run up, I figured, okay, cool. We should be able to secure this area. Price grabbed my stop loss and kept going. The smart money traders were just sniping at me. They targeted me specifically and took my stop loss. I'm just kidding. I think a little bit of news, a little bit of market volatility did end up getting down into my stop loss area. And so these ones, I'm going to be honest, they're the most painful for me to discuss and to talk about on the live streams and in just my videos. Because again, in hindsight, gosh dang, I should have just held that and it would have been a runner for me, right? I mean, I did make money. I think yesterday I closed out a profit of just under $900 on this trade. So I made $900 for like 30 minutes of work. I'm not complaining, but the pain of watching it run to what would have been a $3,000 trade, that hurts. But what can we do about that? Can we trade? What can we do that sort of thing, over and over and rely on hindsight to improve our trading? Absolutely not, right? Because the reality is that if you want to be profitable, you can't dwell on a thing like this. Now, does it still hurt? Yes, but that doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't tell me what I need to do. What it tells me is let's prepare. We've got PCE numbers coming out here in just a few minutes, guys. Nathan says it's happened to me so many times. Yeah, it happens. And I will say, if I'm going to be optimistic about it, I've the indices. I'm still in some trades here because I sold put contracts on the Dow and the Russell. So this is IWM. This is the Russell 2000. And I also sold puts on DIA. Both of these trades are they are super profitable. So I'm still in those trades. I just missed my exit on SPY was still a little bit too early. Regardless, we do have PCE numbers coming out this morning. And I think that's going to be market moving. So dollar could move. Dollar's coming down, by the way. The question is, how down is down? Because right now we are hitting, and we talked about this in yesterday's content, big level of resistance here for the dollar. Today's stuff, as we get closer, we're just over a minute out, guys, from the core PCE number coming out. So please stand by with me. And real quick favor, if you guys would, hit that thumbs up button. If you're enjoying the stream, these streams get like really little like counts. So I'm thinking nobody likes them. So I might just stop doing them. I'm just kidding. But I do appreciate it if you would just take a second to hit that thumbs up button just to support the stream here. Get some more people in here for, again, core PC. This is a big number and the viewership doesn't usually reflect how important it really, truly is. What's going to happen, guys? Again, we've got 40 seconds. What's going to happen is the stream count's going to probably stay high after the fact once people are surprised by the move. You guys who are here, this is going to likely be pretty important to the market. We're 30 seconds out. Let me get a quick view of the full charts. So again, dollar, top left, euro, bottom left, S&P, top right, and we're going to put gold, bottom right. Let me get everything set up here, guys. 10 seconds here. Quick breaking news coming in hot for you. All right, let's see what core PCE does for us here today, if anything. See if there's some volatility. All right, and there we go. We got a little bit of move. S&P up, dollar down, Euro USD up, gold up. This would perhaps suggest that inflation numbers did come out cooler than perhaps what was expected. Let's go double check that. Yep, 0% GDP from Canada. Oh, that's not okay. Hold on. Waiting for the response here. S&P is moving higher as we speak. Gold 1909 trading. Euro still making its move up. Or PCE price index, where are you at? If anybody has the numbers before, so please feel free to drop them. There it is, 0.3% as expected. And let's see if that does move the markets here. Gold is moving up, S&P up, dollar down, euro dollar up. Again, markets liking the reaction. Reacting well to the news, liking the number here. Dollar again rejecting off of the 4-hour level of resistance, and there goes the S&P, guys. That is another move higher here. The stock market is just on fire. It is a year for the bulls and a year for the bears to rest in peace, or in pieces. Rest in peace is more likely. Last year, man, for those of you guys who are stock market traders, indices traders, investors, you guys know that's my bread and butter, what I love to trade the most. And oh my gosh, last year was so bearish, and this year it's kind of flipping. You're seeing the bulls start to become really obnoxious, which is awesome. I mean, I'm a bull, so I'm not trying to be obnoxious, but I have been very, very bullish on the S&P. I was very early to that. I took some losses on the way down during last year, but this year, man, look at that. It's hard to dispute. That is a powerful move up. Unchanged PCE numbers here today. And again, the stock market likes it. I mean, this is just a runaway. If you guys are trading the SPY, if you guys are trading the NAS, if you're trading the Dow, man, this is a strong mover here recently. In fact, I'm going to be honest with you. I am bullish, but I got to be cautious, because now at this point, we're just getting obnoxiously strong. And when this happens, what do? Do you buy it and just shut up and buy? Not for me. So for me personally, what I'm looking for is pullbacks. I do like the idea of getting long S&P again, but I've got to see a healthy pullback. At this point, we've had just another runaway week. This is just crazy at this point. And, markets don't do this forever. So I'm not bearish by any means. I'm not shorting this move. I'm not against this move. I'm very bullish on this move. And like I said, I even have options contracts on the long side, which are now at this point just in huge, well, I'm selling puts, so they're out of the money, which is great for my position, as I'm short puts. So for those of you guys who are newer to options, I won't try and explain that. I do have a video if you'd like to look up Trader Nick options strategy. I'd share a little bit about that. But both of my Dow positions, my Russell positions, looking really, really hot here today. And again, that S&P 500 just does not want to quit, but so does the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ just, wow, what a move. Breaking back through the highs here. And NASDAQ also looks pretty interesting to me, actually. Possible pullbacks. This is a 4-hour chart. So if today we do get a digestive move or a corrective move on the indices, I'd be very interested in possibly picking it up. Yeah, I like this move a lot. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd be interested in buying the NASDAQ, but I've got to see pullbacks. I just can't justify chasing. And I think that, I've been around the block long enough. Newer traders who are in the audience, trust me, when a move like this happens and you feel yourself wanting to buy or hit the short button really hard, just think twice. Just be careful, okay? Be very, very careful, because these sorts of moves can continue a lot longer than you expect them to. And they can also reverse terribly, like really, really fast. So be very, very cautious. Look at this. The NASDAQ just does not want to quit. This is a really strong move for the NAS here today. S&P 500 also just making a moonshot here today. What the heck is going on? Dollar down big for the currency traders out there. Again, dollar pairs probably seeing a big move here. Euro probably pushing up here this morning. Yeah, there goes the euro. Found support right around this area here. Yeah, that's a nice push off the lows for euro. Also, probably something to mention, I'd prefer the pound USD over the euro USD at this point. One of the big factors here is that, Europe had inflation numbers come out cooler than expected this morning. Puts a little bit of a damper on the euro, as the ECB may be slightly less inclined to be so hawkish, but not so much yet for the pound. I'm looking for breakouts, right? Breakouts of the pound could be interesting if you're watching pound USD, though personally, the pair I've been watching is pound JPY. A risk on move occurring today, it does seem like. So you're probably seeing across the board risk assets performing decently well. Again, whatever the market's seeing here in terms of core PCE numbers and GDP from Canada, more likely this number, right? That core PCE price index number is going to be very important to the markets. And yeah, we do see again a 0.3% actual coming out compared to the forecasted 0.3%. That's a strong release, I guess, just in terms of what the market was forecasting. That was sort of optimistic, and we got it, right? So it's not necessarily a beat, but it's still a market moving move here. So yeah, it's interesting. Let's take a quick look at gold as well. Gold still on the higher time frames, looking pretty weak recently. We did see some move to the upside here for gold. But again, I think that from a price action standpoint, for those of you guys who are watching gold, I'm going to drop it to the 1 hour chart. This 4 hour chart resistance, this line that you see here, the trend line here to the downside, that in combination with the series of lower lows, lower highs, really, really weak, right? So there's several things here, guys, that I do plan on trading today. I think I have a couple setups in mind that I'm going to be potentially executing on. I do want to say also, if you guys are not already inside of our Discord channel, this is the very last day for our 55% off sale. It is a half off sale, but for those of you guys who are live stream viewers with us now, we're offering 55%. You can get all of my trade alerts, as well as Frank, who is my trading companion here at A1 Trading. We both run a channel, a Discord chat room. This is not your average chat room. It's not spammy. We're not here to just blow, smoke and act like, everything's profitable all the time. We take losses like everybody else. But if you would like to learn with us, if you'd like to see the trades that we're taking with full breakdowns and explanations, if you'd like to get access to our coaching webinars and our chat rooms and everything that we have in terms of our educational portal as well, if any of that would be helpful to you, today is the last day. This is the last warning for those of you guys who have been thinking about joining our Discord channel. You can get 55% off if right now you message us on our website. So we just dropped a link. Thank you, Chandler, for doing that. Our producer dropped this for us. Click this link. It's going to take you to a live chat support center where you can have a conversation with a real person, someone on my staff right now. So if you click that link, again, it is the last day. This will no longer be available at the end of the day. All of our discounts will go back to full price. If you've been thinking about getting a membership, at least have a conversation with us and let us know that you'd like to jump in. So click the link. It's going to take you to this. Click 50% off the VIP Signals group, and you'll be able to get into the Discord channel for 55% off. Now, again, it's 50%, but if you message us right now, you'll be able to lock in your 55% discount. Again, click the link. It's in the chat right now. It'll take you to this spot. And you can check out the Discord, ask your questions, by the way. And also guys, while we're on the thing, if you guys want to see some performance results, I know a lot of you guys are like, well, what is the trade alerts performance recently? Message us and ask for the performance. Someone from my team can hook you up right now. So, and again, it's a real person. You're not talking to a robot when you do this. You're talking to one of my team members, one of my staff members, and ask them for performance results. If you would like to see the results of how we've been trading, just message in right now and ask them for it. They'll get you hooked up. All right. So back to the charts here for a moment. In terms of what we're seeing with gold, again, big resistance at this 1912 level. I think we're starting to see a reaction to this area. The question is, can this thing break out? I mean, this was a positive news, but I personally, this week we had a couple things: GDP and jobs. I talked about this yesterday on my video. GDP and jobs, both of these things were incredibly bearish for gold yesterday. In fact, this is the candle that we saw off the news. It was a massive decline, and these things still look bearish going forward, in my personal opinion. GDP was better than expected, showing economic resiliency. Jobs were better than expected yesterday, showed economic resiliency. Both of these things are bearish for the price of gold. Why? Again, gold is often given a rise. It's given a bid when markets are fearful about economic sanctuaries. If they think that markets, if they think the economies of the world are under stress and perhaps headed for a bad place, like in 2020, they'll rise. But when things are looking good, gold can fall. So as we hit a resistance point like this, my first reaction would be, this looks top heavy, and I'd be very cautious on the long side of gold. Is that a guarantee that this thing's going to go lower? No, I'm not a crystal ball owner. I'm a trader. I weigh probabilities and I risk properly. That's what a trader does. A trader doesn't know the future. So oftentimes I will make a call, I'll make an idea and share it on my YouTube channel. And people will say, Nick, you were wrong about that. And the truth is, I'm wrong sometimes. In fact, I'm wrong often. But what matters in trading is not how right all the time you are. It's about what you do when you're right and what you do when you're wrong. So if I'm wrong about this, let's say I did take a short trade. If I shorted this and I put a stop above and I risked just a little bit on this account, okay, whatever. But what if I catch this and this thing just tanks and we trade down to 1850 and I have a massive risk reward and I trail a stop and it just keeps going and going and going. So my winners are large and my losers are much smaller. That's the key, I think, to trading success. I mean, I've been doing this for a number of years. That has been the game changer. Okay. SPY, like I said, I am going to be keeping an eye on this. I will be looking to buy pullbacks, whether it's today or next week. But again, if we don't get it, we don't get it. And that's okay. Okay. You know, we have people in the signals group inside of the Discord channel. It's more of an educational service. It's not meant to just be a copy and paste and make money. Because if you think you're going to do that with anybody, including myself, it's not going to happen. That's not how trading really works. But if you learn strategies and implement them over time, again, the reason I say it's not going to work is it might work if you copied exactly what I did for the last few years, you'd be profitable. But most traders don't do that. And that's why we're not proponents of that. If you just copy, what happens is when this occurs, you have no idea what's going on and you doubt everything that you're looking at. If you copy blindly and you don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, it's not going to work. Trust me, because people over leverage when things are going well, and then they give up on things when things are performing poorly. Every strategy, every trader has drawdown periods, losing streaks, so on and so forth. That's why I encourage people not to copy blindly, make your own decisions, do your own due diligence, and learn how to trade properly. So anyways, I get questions all the time inside of our Discord channel. Someone asked me yesterday, they said, Nick, no trades today? And I said, no trades today, because there was nothing for me that met my criteria. And I'm not a jukebox that you can hit play on and it plays another song, right? I'm not a magician. I don't have a crystal ball. When it comes to trading, you don't need that. You need discipline. And discipline means sometimes on a day like this, saying, I can't join this trade because I've done my homework. And I know that if I do that, there's a solid chance that this thing just reverses and I'm sitting there with no idea what to do. I need a plan. And so for me, what does a plan look like? Well, let's pull up the hourly chart and let's talk S&P a little bit closer. We had a big push off of this area of support. And again, with this big rally, the question becomes, where is opportunity to pick it up on alongside? Well, it's not near where we currently are. Here's a Fibonacci retracement level. 50% is probably the nearest area where I would really be able to see an opportunity here on the long side. So for me, what that means is I'm sidelined. I'm out of commission for now. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one, but I just can't trade it when it's doing this price action. I caught some long side this week. I can't complain. I made money this week trading GJ and S&P, and I am looking for more trades, but yeah, keeping an eye on it. Will gold rise or fall? So my take on gold is I'm short-term bearish, long-term bullish. Okay, so short-term, this trend still looks downside heavy. I'm not taking any trades on gold. Part of the reason for that is when I pull up the EDGEFINDER, it's not on my watch list here. So this is the watch list signals tab. This is where I take majority of my trades are based on what we're seeing here. Okay, so when I pull this up, NASDAQ is a possible buy reading for me, right? We also have things like CAD JPY, Euro JPY. Let's go check the Euro Yen. But I imagine it's probably making its move higher here today. So let's pull up Euro JPY. And yeah, Euro JPY, this is a 4-hour chart. I missed this trade, but this actually looks beautiful. That was a perfect entry. Did not catch that one, but shoulda, coulda, woulda been watching this one. That's such a good move there. Price pulled back into the support area. And I really like that setup. Unfortunately, I missed it, but if price does retrace, if it makes a move intraday back into this area, I do like Euro JPY on the long side. So I'd keep tabs on that one. Again, Euro JPY has a score of 6. This is a positive reading, a strong buy signal for us. CAD JPY and dollar JPY as well. I do kind of like dollar JPY also. This could probably be traded on a very lower time frame for very active trading purposes. Perhaps there's something here today for dollar JPY. Though I don't like that we broke support like that. Possibly not, but I do, again, these are now when you get a signal like this on the edge finder, this is not, oh, go buy it immediately. What it is okay, factors here on the edge finder are pointing generally to a bullish reading. So I can tell you right now, GJ has been a buy rating on the edge finder for the last few weeks. So if I take a look at GBP JPY and I pull this chart up, it's been bullish for like weeks on this thing. So, and you can see GJ has been going up beautifully, but that doesn't necessarily mean I buy it up here. It means I look for me, what this means is I look for it on my technical, pullbacks. I'm looking for lower time frame trades. I'm looking for, even though, this gives a buy or a sell, doesn't necessarily mean I just outright buy or sell something. I'm using it in confirmation with my own technical strategies. So I also have CAD yen on here, JP225, Bitcoin, Aussie yen. On the flip side, we got things like Euro CAD, Aussie CAD, Aussie Swiss, Euro pound. Euro pound might actually be interesting, guys. Euro pound. So reason I bring up Euro pound is that inflation, do we have inflation preference here? We do. Okay, check this out. So inflation preference, this is a column we've been working a lot on behind the scenes. We've been recalculating our formula for inflation and making it a little bit more advanced. We'll have documentation for those of you guys who are EdgeFinder users. Frank is writing up our scoring algorithm on the inflation category currently. He's been working on that this week, and he's done a great job with just getting our scoring for inflation in. But again, this morning we had out of the European world, we had cooling inflation. But in the UK, we have hot inflation. That divergence deserves a bearish reading. Why? For Euro pound, why does that deserve a bearish reading? Well, it tells us that UK has this high inflation where they might need to raise rates, and Europe has perhaps a softening tone in that area. So that would allude to sell the euro, buy the pound if you're looking at that specific column. What this chart shows you, we take into consideration all these different factors, and our algorithm, which again, there's 3 of us behind building this and designing this tool, we are trying to compute more methodical, better and better readings in every single category. By the way, guys, if you do want access to the Edge Finder, this is what this software is called. My company builds it. We're a software company out of Atlanta, Georgia. And if you'd like access to this tool, we're going to drop a link in the chat right now where you can message us to find out more information about the software. If you'd like to ask questions about it, if you have specific questions about something I'm going over, I can imagine that some of you guys who are watching, there's 350 of you guys. If you have a specific question about what I just said about the inflation reading or about our score or the smart money tracker, COT data, retail sentiment, if you have a question for us, or you would like just some more information about the tool and perhaps pricing options, how you can get your hands on it, whether it's a fit for you, do me a favor, real quick, message in right here. So we have a support line available. You're going to be connected with a real person, not a robot, nothing fake, nothing like that. You're going to be connected with a real person on my staff who is trained to work with customers using this software. At this point, we have over 1,500 people with copies of the software, and we've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into building this tool that you're seeing. We worked really hard on this stuff. We're very passionate about this project, and it's always cool to hear new people's feedback, questions, so on and so forth, and my team is ready to help. So if you have any interest in getting this product, check it out. Real quick, we're going to take a break. We're going to hear from one of our sponsors, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk to Kenzo from Extra Hot Forex about what happened today with core PCE, as well as what the markets are doing in response to it, as well as perhaps some trade setups and ideas that he has for us right after this. Be right back.
Attention A1 Trading Show fans. If you're interested in getting free access to the EDGEFINDER or our premium trade alerts, listen up. For a limited time, our show's partnered broker 8cap is giving out free access to our products when you sign up for a new trading account with them. If you already have a broker, you may want to consider switching to 8cap because of their low trading costs, a wide range of trading assets, and their amazing customer support. If you'd like to get access to our software and Discord server for free, click the link being dropped in the chat right now and ask one of our team members for more information. Don't miss your chance for free products and an award-winning broker. Now, back to the A1 Trading Show.
All right, and we are back with Kenzo from Extra Hot Forex. Kenzo, how are you today, man?
Great, thanks, and you, man.
I'm good. And Kenzo comes on every week. For those of you guys who are newer to the streams, Kenzo is a recurring guest out of South Africa, and at this point, a valuable asset to our show. Comes on each week with some fundamental and technical analysis to share with our traders who are watching. Kenzo, today we had core PCE numbers come out as expected. The forecast was for 0.3% month over month, and markets reacted a good bit to it. What are you watching this morning?
Yeah, I was also watching that. At least, even if maybe it's not a surprise, that 0.3 at least shows a 1% lower than last month, which is a good thing. So that's why we see, if you check maybe USD and the other ones, also gold was pushing to the upside aggressively. So beside that, Jay Powell, he was like seriously talking the whole weeks. So, but he's been repeating the same thing that they see themselves increasing the rates. And yeah, that is not really a good thing. Actually, it's not really a good sign. But the way he's repeating that, it seems like the market is going to just balance itself. Then I think we will see the market going up because it's no longer a surprise to us. You see.
Yep, no, and that's a good point because, you know, again, Jerome Powell this week beat the drum on 2 interest rate hikes. And we talk about this every week together, Ken. So we talk about the importance of the Federal Reserve and their outlook for what traders are what they're looking for in terms of what to do with rate hikes, what they're doing with monetary policy. But again, they have reiterated as well that they are sort of data dependent. And what that means for newer fundamentalists in the audience, data dependent means the Fed is watching the data as it comes in and they're voting on those decisions as it comes in. So today, when we got, as you mentioned, pretty good core PCE numbers coming out, showing some inflationary victories continuing, that perhaps alludes to the Fed may be less likely to rate hike despite what Jerome Powell said this week. That is huge news and makes sense for why the markets are getting a little bit of a bid. You mentioned gold here, and you've got it pulled up. Gold, of course, has been on a downtrend recently. We talked about that last week, and it seems to have persisted this week. What gets you bullish on gold, Kenzo? Is there a breakout you're looking for? Is there something here that could be bullish here for the gold market that we're missing?
Yes, on a bigger time frame, I went on a daily time frame and I tried to have like something like a support there. So to me, it seems like we are still playing around this support area. So I can say, gold, for me, gold, it's simple because since they were talking about the interest rates, obviously that it's seriously heavy on gold and other economic news. But the market actually touched our support, and I think maybe we might see the market trying to push the upside. So if maybe we go on a bit smaller time frame, like 4 hours or maybe 2 hours, let's try 4 hours. I think we can easily see, I think my PC is very slow. So I think we see the market respecting this area. So for me to jump in, I just have a smaller is going to. If the market is going to break this area, then I will actually say, yeah, now it's time for me to jump on gold. Actually, if it breaks this area, I still believe that gold can still push the upside, but it seems like interest rates every day, it's all about interest rates. every day it's all about interest rates, and it seems like everyone is afraid. But what I like about Jay Powell, he said, since he's going to focus on the economic news that we have, for now, I think we're going to check if maybe CPI, especially next month, maybe let's say in 2 weeks, CPI can actually give us a clue on what might happen. But I think it's also clear, or it's good for us to say it's going to depend on the figures that they're going to get out. So it means we can able to calculate if maybe he will increase or he will pause. And I think there is also a point where he touched that even though they're going to increase maybe twice, but there is enough chance that next year they can cut rates if things are going good. So that is also good. And for investors, next year is not really far. So the market can still push to the upside.
Yeah, no, great points there, Kenzo, because you talk about something that is really important. There's this dispute on whether or not they're going to go one more time or two more times. But perhaps one thing that is very important to investors and to traders alike, whether you trade gold, the dollar, the indices, it doesn't matter. The conversations that we're having are really, really important for traders out there, because you mentioned something there. It's all about next year and about forward. This signals here. We're getting some victories on the inflation front. Even if we go two, as you mentioned, if two rate hikes occur, we are still what looks to be at the end of the rate hiking cycle. So whether they go one or two, perhaps the market is saying, who cares? Even if they go two, rate cuts seem more likely to be coming sooner rather than later when it comes to next year, as we're still getting, again, inflation victories, and the market just absolutely loves this, especially when inflation victories are coming in, but the economy is still staying strong. This looks like we might have, and again, if you're just now coming to the conclusion that the markets look bullish, we're too late, right? This has been something that you and I have been talking about for months now, that perhaps the bears were getting too comfortable, perhaps that, inflation victories were coming. And we've seen this on a consistent basis. We've seen, little wins here over and over and over. And so for me personally, how I have been playing the indices and looking to continue to play the indices is just looking for pullbacks, carefully looking for constructed entries on the long side only, with stop losses behind market structure, just in case we get something surprising. But I want to ask you, Kenzo, of the indices specifically, you mentioned Dow, you sometimes pull up NAS and S&P. Which one are you most interested in? And where are you at? How would you be trading them for the remainder of this year, 2023?
Mostly, I take my time on Nasdaq. So also on US data, because if you remember, US data is not really affected much by interest rates. Remember, inside US data, there are companies which actually likes interest rates. Like if maybe, I don't know if we have few banks in USDT. So when they increase the rates, it means those banks, they're going to make a little bit more. And also there is consumer companies like Nike and stuff like that. It means they can increase prices. So it means we might see actually USDT also bouncing back. Plus, another thing is on NASDAQ, stocks don't really like surprises. So while Jay Powell say we're going to do this and that, so it seems like, okay, we're fine, we're ready for that, as he already said everything. So it means we're not going to get any surprise. They're still going to increase. Then we're ready for that, because we don't actually invest for 2 weeks. So we invest for years. It means we can actually have the opportunity, because maybe this might be the lowest areas. So I think everyone currently, now we no longer have that secret, or maybe they might increase. Maybe we know that there is a room for increase. So for now, we're ready to buy, because next year, along the way, they're going to do something very nice, which is going to cut the interest rates. So if they cut, and if we are already in those, if we already bought, it means it's going to be like cherry on top.
Yep. No, exactly. And very, very important stuff there when it comes to the indices. As you mentioned, these are vehicles that a lot of investors, we're here talking on the trading front, but there is, of course, the vast majority of money that is simply investing, right? As traders, we can take advantage of moves on the lower timeframes, but majority of market participants and money that is flowing in the indices is long term. A lot of hedge funds, a lot of asset manager groups, they're moving into the markets now. We, like you said, we may be thinking that, hey, this looks short-term high, but if you're somebody who's investing for the next 5 years, 10 years on behalf of clients, if you manage $1 billion and you've got to deploy capital somewhere, and suddenly, hey, the threat of the Fed, the knife is dull kind of thing. It's looking a lot better. So very, very important stuff there. And Kenzo, I want to thank you for coming on as always. Before you do head out, I do want to let you guys know, make sure to go subscribe to Kenzo. I always appreciate Kenzo's commentary, both fundamentals and technicals being covered on our Friday shows each and every week. Make sure to tune in each week on Friday, especially for that purpose. And Kenzo, we've got your channel here linked. Guys, make sure to go subscribe to Kenzo's channel, Extra Hot Forex. And Kenzo, thank you for coming on, my friend.
Thank you very much, man.
Have a good weekend. All right. And guys, again, when we talk indices, I just want to reiterate what we discussed earlier on the show. We talked about how important it is when you have these big run-ups, don't get caught in the FOMO. And I'm speaking directly to myself. This week I was long S&P 500. I got stopped out. I did take a profit, so I made money. But of course, here I am missing some of the best moves. And that's me just transparently saying I'm feeling a little FOMO as we speak. I've been trading for 7 years. FOMO still happens to me. The point, though, is it's not about how you feel, because a lot of times people say, oh, just trade like a robot. That is absolute nonsense. We're not robots. We're human beings. I feel FOMO right this second. The difference, though, a disciplined person still feels greed, fear, jealousy, uncertainty, but a disciplined person compartmentalizes and contains those feelings. A disciplined trader can feel those things, acknowledge that they are happening, and bottle it up, move on, and make the right actionable decision. For me, what this means is not chasing today, but rather preparing, looking for opportunities. Where am I going to potentially pick up this buy? Because again, I mentioned this earlier, but if I was to be the guy to buy this market right now, purely feeling, oh my gosh, it's going to keep going up, and it starts to decline, and we have a healthy pullback, but I'm panicked now because now I'm wondering, did I just become the bag holder? Again, I don't want to be in that psychological state. I want to pull things up, and I want to look at them objectively and say, you know what? This is a big move and I missed parts of this, but I'll look for pullbacks. If you want to see all the trade alerts that I share, remember, take advantage of the Discord channel service that we are offering. It is, as of today, the absolute last day of our 55% off sale on the Discord server. If you would like to get more than half off of our Discord alerts, if you'd like to learn the strategies that we're using, if you'd like to get access to my swing trades, position trades, options trades, if you'd like to see Frank, my colleague who's on the show very often, his swing trades, his stock trades, if you'd like to chat with us, if you'd like to join our coaching webinars, all of this is available with a membership within our community. And right now, it's just over $300 to join us for good. That means you can stick around. And if you plan on trading for the next several years, sure, I understand that for certain parts of the world, $300 is more or less money. But for US, UK, and for many of the first world countries, $300 is absolutely a steal for this price. It is usually a much larger price to join our group for life. But again, today with the 55% off sale, you're getting the biggest discount we've ever done off of memberships. If you're outside of the US and you need help with the membership cost, but you'd like to take advantage of the sale, right now, we're going to work with you. If you message us, today is the last day to take advantage of the sale. And if you're from somewhere that you don't have as much money, or perhaps the dollar is very expensive where you are at, please take advantage of this chance to message our real people and ask them the best we can do for you. And we might be able to work something out for you. But again, click that link and you'll be able to direct message someone on my team and join the group for life. So anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in to today's live stream. Happy Friday. Hope you all have a great weekend. And I am out of here. Thanks for watching. Attention A1 Trading Show fans. If you're looking to connect with other traders around the globe, consider joining our Discord community. Inside of the group, you'll be able to join our chat rooms, check out our educational material, our coaching webinars, and more. Within the group, our top traders share their trade alerts, which will send notifications to your phone or desktop whenever we take a trade. Our trade alerts come with entries, exits, and full analysis with every trade shared. This is not a blind copy signal service, but instead offers an educational way of looking over the shoulder of our experienced team. For fans of the show, we're offering major discounts for a limited time. To claim your discount now and join the group, click the link that's just been dropped in the live chat, which will connect you to one of our trained support reps here at A1 Trading. Again, click the link that's just been dropped or find the link in the description of this live stream and you'll be connected with someone right away. Now, back to the A1 Trading Show.